Adams gets healthy, the reason I like the Seahawks, I like the Saints preseason, then the Seahawks make the deal for Jamal Adams. And I'm like, that's not just you picked up a dude or you even picked up a Pro Bowler. You picked up an all-pro guy who looks like one day he's going to be in the Hall of Fame type guy if he can stay healthy. But he hasn't been a lot this year. It's a new team, new situation, and he's been banged up, and it happened again. So I would say when you really look at it, we just got off fawning over Kyler Murray, and I get Jared Goff and everything they can do. I'll leave that stuff to you. But of those quarterbacks with the chips on the line, give me Russell Wilson. And I think the chips will be on the line more when their running backs and safety get to be closer to 100% and get on the field. I think those games are going to be close, and I like Russell Wilson in those kind of games.
I disagree with you. I'm going with the Los Angeles Rams. I told you coming into this game the Rams would win this game. I told you that we would bet on their defense more than we would bet on Seattle's offense. And what did they do? They sacked Russell Wilson about 6 times. They were all over him. They forced 3 turnovers, 2 interceptions. And I think that this is the defense. This defense is what everybody's got. They got a 3-headed monster at the running back position with Henderson and Akers and Brown all averaging over 4 yards a carry. They're a top 10 running team in the National Football League, but this defense is top 2 in points allowed, top 2 in yards allowed, top 3 in passing yards allowed, top 5 in their running game. They are complete. They were all over him. And by the way, they had 6 sacks yesterday, and Aaron Donald didn't even have one of them. Leonard Floyd had one, had about 3. Brock has had about 1 or 2. I forgot who else had a couple of sacks. The bottom line is when you look at this defense, particularly the way Jalen Ramsey was all over DK Metcalf and basically shut him down. This Rams defense is legit. It's the real deal. And when you talk about the ingredients of winning championships, usually, regardless of how heroic you may be, how potent your pass attack may be, et cetera, there are 2 ingredients that are almost a must in most situations: a defense and a running game. The Rams have both. And that's what I'm paying attention to. I ain't even bring Robert Woods and Cooler Cup and Josh Reynolds and those boys into the equation because Jared Goff wet the bed against the Miami Dolphins. We know that, even though he made up for it a little bit yesterday. He played a little bit better yesterday. But that running game and that defense, especially that defense, is real. The Rams are the best team in the NFC West right now.
The Rams are the most complete team. I'm with Stephen A. When you look at the way that they can do many of the things that Stephen A. mentioned, you have to put them atop or at least give them the best chance to win. I think the other reason I'm extremely confident about the Rams is because it's about Sean McVay. When Sean McVay understands how they win games, how they are most efficient, that's when they play well. Even against the Miami Dolphins, you saw him get away from the run, and you saw that Jared Goff struggled. There were turnovers. There were sacked fumbles. There were sacked fumbles that turned into touchdowns, and all of those things led to Jared Goff not playing well, which led to an offense being able to play keep away from the Los Angeles Rams defense, not having to drop back and give that front 7 or give that front 4 opportunities to rush the passer because they can rush with 4 and play defense in the secondary on the back end. So when Sean McVay understands coming into a game, we have to lead with the run. Think about yesterday playing against Seattle, the league's worst passing defense. They decided to start with the run. Why? Because when Henderson runs, when Akers runs, when Brown runs, that allows this play action game to get going. That allows all the motion in the backfield to distract the eyes of the defense and allow Jared Goff not only time, but open spaces to throw the football. So it's about Sean McVay continuing to not have to try to be boy genius or show us all how smart he is, because he is brilliant, he is a genius, but show us that sticking to the script works. Now, on the other side of that, here's my worry. A big thing about this team, or a big reason they've been extremely good, is the offensive line. They lose Andrew Whitworth yesterday. I'm not sure how long the injury will last. I'm not sure if he's out for the season.
He's been
but this is huge. Not only because of how good he is. Yeah, exactly. Not only how good he is at the tackle position, but the leadership, the communication, the cohesiveness he provides this unit. If they can replace him, if this offensive line can continue to play as well as it has this year, this team wins the NFC West. But we saw when the offensive line didn't last year. A lot of people wanted to put that on Todd Gurley. That wasn't Todd Gurley. That was not winning up front. So if this offense continues to win up front, if Sean McVay continues to understand that this team leads with the run first, I believe they win the NFC West and have a chance to advance in the playoffs. They are that good and that balanced.
me ask you something. Seattle keeps losing. We all know Seattle's offense has to be on the field in order for them to win, because their defense ain't going to do it. What we're hoping for, if you want to see competitive football out of them and wins out of them, and Russell Wilson a chance to really do his thing, the defense can bend but not break. As I mentioned, I think Adams is key. But do you notice how the free fall has coincided almost exactly with missing their running backs, right? Like, that's if you don't have Carson, it's an exact. So when he gets back, I expect them to get back to the way they look. And what we were saying about Seattle, for all their flaws, because Stephen A., I can't debate that you're a running game and a defense, of course. And not only that, they have receivers too. I'm not saying, and I'm not saying, Ryan, that they're not the most well-rounded team. The Rams are the most well-rounded team. I'm saying sometimes you have a singular player or a talent on your team that can pop its head up and overcome other deficiencies. Russell Wilson has been that for Seattle for years, and this year we saw when they had their full complement of players, they lost one game in overtime to Arizona. That was it before all the injuries hit. Then they started losing. They got these guys
Tell me
back.
a team that's won. Tell me a team that's won, Max, that's had an horrific defense.
No, not a horrific
I remember the days of Dan Marino, for example. Remember the days of Dan Marino with Mark Super Duper, Mark Clayton, even when they had Chuck Muncie in the back, what have you. Remember Dan Fouts, Ed Coryell with Charlie Joyner, Keller Winslow Sr. And the crew. What happened? What happened?
Didn't get back. Yep.
You got to be able to stop somebody.
Yeah, but listen, we're talking about
they're
Super
not
Bowl.
going to do that, and they can't protect Russell Wilson?
Yeah, you're right. You're talking about Super Bowl. We're talking about the team to beat in the NFC West, right? In the division, I think Seattle can take this division. I agree. If the Rams were to get there, maybe they'd have a better chance because they're more well-rounded. I'm talking about in the division the rest of this year when they get healthy, because I've already seen it. I've seen Seattle be almost undefeated when they were healthy, and that was really without Jamal Adams playing well for most of that.
Yeah, the thing was, too, though, at that time, though, even with the defense not playing well, it took not only just a good Russell Wilson, it took the best Russell Wilson we had ever seen. And he has to get back to that. And it's hard to play at that level consistently. And I think the reason that you kind of don't feel certain ways about the Rams is because of their quarterback. When you watch Kyler Murray, your eyes are like this the entire game. When you're watching Russell Wilson, your eyes are like this. And Jared Goff is just good. You know, he's very, very dependent on how things go around him. But I think when he's solid, when the rest of this team is coached the correct way, and when they call plays the right way, Jared Goff is a Pro Bowl level quarterback that has an outstanding defense. To me, this is the team that wins the NFC West and has an opportunity to advance in the playoffs.
All right. Seattle favored to win the division according to most betting sites. Ryan, you have about 30 minutes of time to do some cardio, and then we need you back. All right. That's all I can offer you.
I see you guys later.
Make it quick. We'll talk to you in just a bit.
I'll take it.
When we come back.